It's Edge of Eternity's pre-release weekend, and Marvel Spider-Man previews have been coming out quickly. How is the secondary market responding? Find out in this latest edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. This video is sponsored by Flipside Gaming. Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Right now, you can pre-order Edge of Eternities, Marvel Spider-Man, or find any number of other great items on their website. Remember, shipping is free in the US if your order is over $100 or consists only of singles. Just look in the description or the comment section below for direct links to their site. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and welcome to another edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. As I said in the cold open, Edge of Eternity's pre-release weekend is here, but that's not the only set impacting card prices on the secondary market. Marvel Spider-Man previews are also making big waves. Since it's another busy week in the market, we'll be looking at the top 10 cold cards and the top 15 hot cards. As always, our lists are based on two pieces of criteria: the percentage change in the value of the cards, as well as the change in the number of sales from week to week. We'll quickly look at the cold cards, and then spend a little more time on the cards moving up in price. Quickly before we get into it though, just a couple fast things. I do want to say thank you to one of our viewers who gave a super thanks tip for the stream we did last Sunday, and that is Mark Vonbank. Mark, thank you for your very generous super thanks tip. It means a lot. Really helps me, really helps the channel. And it's nice to know some people are enjoying the streams that I've done the last couple Sundays. I'm going to try to do another one this Sunday too, so hopefully I can work that out in the afternoon. So thank you again, Mark. And I also want to thank one of our gold patrons, and that is Marcos Ong. Marcos, thank you so much for all your support on Patreon. It truly does go a long way for the channel, and I truly couldn't do this without viewers like yourself. So thank you, Marcos. And now, without any further ado, let's get into it. We'll begin with the top 10 coldest cards of the week. Many of the cards moving down were moving up recently, but now they're trying to find their proper price point as the hype calms down. Remember, our cold cards are considered cold because they're moving down in value, not necessarily because they're seeing less play. Let's get started with a card that was number 5 on the hot list last week. Now it's number 10 on the cold list. Aura of Dominion, down $1.27 to $7.23. That's a 15% decrease. This spiked last week because it is a good upgrade to the Edge of Eternity's Counterintelligence Commander deck. It retracts some this week though. 2 weeks ago, this was number 6 on the hot list. 1 week ago, it checked in at number 7 on the cold list. Last week, it moved up to number 5, and this week it drops 4 spots to number 9. Go-Go Mysterious Mime, down $1.45 to $7.38. That's a 16% decrease. This is from the Final Fantasy Revival Trance Commander deck. Number 8 is Cunning Wish from Judgment, down $2.42 to $7.30. That's a 25% decrease. This is found in Legacy Omnitel, but it was reprinted not too long ago in the Mystery Booster 2 product. The original copy slides down some this week. Coming in at number 7 is Celis Rune Knight, down $4.35 to $12.35. That's a 26% decrease. This is the foil copy from the Final Fantasy Revival Trance Commander deck. Number 6, Lazotep Sliver, down $7.24 to $12.63. That's a 36% decrease. This is from the Commander Master Sliver Swarm Commander deck. It is a harder to find sliver that recently spiked due to the preview of Thrumming Hive Pool from Edge of Eternities. Now that we know that there's only one new card in the set that interacts with slivers, we're seeing most of the slivers that spike trending down, but not all, as we'll discuss later. A week ago, this was number 8 on the hot list. Last week it checked in at number 4. This week it arrives on the cold list at number 5, Tiller Engine. It is down $8.10 to $30 for a 21% decrease. This is from the Dominaria United Painbow Commander deck. It got hot since many wanted to get Tiller Engine to upgrade the Edge of Eternity's World Shaper Commander deck. This week more copies went up for sale due to the recent spike, and the price declined some. A week ago, this one was number 3 on the hot list. Last week it appeared on the cold list at number 2. This week it's down 2 spots to number 4. Sliver Grave Mother, down $10.34 to $22.33. That's a 32% decrease. Another harder to find sliver. This is the foil copy from the Commander Master Sliver Swarm deck. Last week, this was number 1 on the hot list. This week it checks in at number 3 on the cold list. Tombstone Stairwell, down $13.59 to $71.85. That's a 16% decrease. This reserve list card had been jumping because of the commander play was getting around Sephiroth Fabled Soldier / Sephiroth One-Winged Angel from Final Fantasy. Then last week it was mentioned on the MTG Goldfish podcast, which brought more attention to it. This week, some of that attention backs off and the price is retracting. Number 2, Garasa Star and Kellermorph, down $19.25 to $46. That's a 30% decrease. This is from the Warhammer 40k Tyranid Swarm Commander deck. Here's another harder to find card. Some were using it in their commander decks around VV Ornithir from Final Fantasy and vice versa. A lot of the VV hype has died down, so Garasa moves down quite a bit this week. And this one was number 2 on the hot list for 2 consecutive weeks. This week, it takes the top spot on the cold list, coming in at number 1, Squandered Resources, down $20.90 to $77.74. That's a 21% decrease. This reserve list card got hot since many players wanted to add it to the Edge of Eternity's World Shaper Commander deck. It is sliding quite a bit this week, though, after some very aggressive spikes. Now it's time for the main event, the top 15 hottest cards of the week. We're going to begin with a card that's moving down 4 spots this week to number 15, Nuka-Cola Vending Machine, up $2.25 to $17.25. That is a 15% increase. This is from the Fallout Science Commander deck with an exclamation point. It's found in some different commander decks like the partner builds with Frodo Adventurous Hobbit and Sam Loyal Attendant, as well as decks around Ygritte Eater of All, for example. Now though, some new cards are moving this price. Some players want Nuka-Cola Vending Machine for commander decks around Knuckles the Echidna from the Sonic Friends and Foes Secret Lair. But even more players want to add Nuka-Cola Vending Machine to their food commander builds around a card from Edge of Eternities. That's Ragost Deft Gastronaut. Also, we did see a lot of Marvel Spider-Man previews this week, and there appears to be some support for life gain there too. Here are 3 examples of what I'm referring to. Aunt May from the main set, and MJ Rising Star, as well as Spider-Man Peter Parker from the White Welcome deck. Just an FYI for you too, the Welcome deck exclusive cards and the Seam Box exclusive cards are only legal in Eternal formats. The main set is a standard legal set. Coming in at number 14 is Eternity Vessel, up $2.25 to $18.35. That's a 14% increase. This has only been making rare appearances in random commander decks, but some think that Edge of Eternities will change that, hence the price increase. Charge counters and proliferate are playing a role in the new set and in the counterintelligence commander deck. Plus, the landfall mechanic also has a strong presence in Edge of Eternities. In theory, Eternity Vessel will play well with numerous cards from the set as well as cards in both commander decks. However, I'm not seeing this appearing in many deck lists, so it may be moving more because of speculation than actual gameplay. I have seen some looking for this to upgrade counterintelligence, and I did find it in a few Kilo Apogee Mine deck lists. That is one of the major cards from counterintelligence. We'll have to see though if there's any more demand for Eternity Vessel once the set is released. If not, it may go back down quickly. Coming in at number 13 is Mossborn Hydra, up $2.77 to $8.56. That's a 48% increase. A few weeks ago, 7 cards were banned in Standard, which led to some big changes in the format. One of the builds that is performing well there currently is a mono green landfall deck, and it runs 4 copies of this. There are also a few variations on that build floating around, but the mono green one is the most popular currently. Mossborn Hydra has also been seeing more commander play recently thanks to Universes Beyond Final Fantasy, where it's appearing in commander and 1v1 dual commander builds around Tifa Lockhart. I've also seen some pick up Mossborn Hydra in order to upgrade the Final Fantasy Counterblitz commander deck, and it can appear in fresh deck lists around Unigrand Summoner from there too. Ultimately though, the key driver for Mossborn Hydra's price increase is that standard mono green landfall deck. Number 12, Lord Windgrace, up $2.87 to $7.15. That's a 67% increase. This is the foil copy from the Commander 2018 Nature's Vengeance deck. It's still a popular commander, and it's been in the 99 of Deeds of the Restless builds too. Like I said though, Edge of Eternities has a lot of support for landfall and land matter strategies, so Lord Windgrace builds are getting a ton of new tools. Many are getting this to upgrade the Edge of Eternities World Shaper commander deck too, while others are putting in fresh builds around a couple cards from there, the front-facing commander Hearthhall the World Seed, and Zarel Genesis Shepherd. Additionally, Lord Windgrace has been appearing recently in commander decks around the Wandering Minstrel from Final Fantasy, but Edge of Eternities is the key driver for its price spike. Number 11, Cryptothrall, up $2.94 to $11.94. That is a 33% increase. This is from the Warhammer 40k Necron Dynasties commander deck. It has been seeing a little commander play in a few different builds, like the ones around Imhotep the Stormlord and Zarek the Silent King from its precon, for example. Recently, it did get a little more commander play in Balthier and Fran builds. That's a card from Final Fantasy. However, now one of the cards from the Sonic Friends and Foes Secret Lair is pushing Crypto Thrall's price. That is Dr. Eggman. Also, Crypto Thrall will play well with one of the cards previewed for Marvel Spider-Man, Iron Spider Stark Upgrade. Quickly before we get to our top 10, just a fast reminder, this video is sponsored by Flipside Gaming. Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Right now, you can pre-order Edge of Eternities there. You can also pre-order Marvel Spider-Man products, and they have a whole lot of other things on their website, Magic related and otherwise. Remember, if your order is over $100 or consists only of singles, shipping will be free in the United States. And if you're looking for a direct link to their site, just check out the description or the comment section below. I do have links posted in both of those places. And now, without any further ado, let's get to the top 10. A week ago, this was number 14. Last week it was at the 9 spot. This week it moves down 1 spot to number 10, Hatchery Sliver, up 302 to 1439. That is a 27% increase. This is from the Commander Master Sliver Swarm Commander deck. It currently appears in Sliver Commander decks, including those built around the first Sliver and Sliver Overlord, for example. However, it's a couple Edge of Eternities preview cards that have led to Hatchery Sliver's price spike. We learned that Slivers are playing a very small role in the set. A preview of Sliver Overlord is a special guest, plus a brand new card from the main set, were all it took to get speculators on Hatchery Sliver, which is a harder to find Sliver. Now here we are, the card has spiked 3 weeks in a row. And in case you missed it, the new card I was referring to is Thrumming Hive Pool. Coming in at number 9 is Lifeline, up $3.28 to $32. That's an 11% increase. This reserve list card has seen a tad bit of commander play here and there, but now Marvel Spider-Man previews have some specking on it. Here are a couple examples of preview cards that may play well with Lifeline and Commander. Venom Eddie Brock from the Black Welcome deck, and Scorpion Seething Striker from the main sets. Moving down 2 spots this week to number 8, Spike Cannibal. It's up 336 to 965. That's a 53% increase. This uncommon one-print wonder hasn't really been seeing much play to speak of, but now with all the new tools +1/+1 counter strategies have received recently for Commander, some have been specking that this will become a widely used hate card. Right now it looks like the spike is based more on spec than actual gameplay, but there are a lot of new cards driving the speculation. Many of them are in the Final Fantasy Counter Blitz Commander deck as a prime example, but don't forget about Sonic the Hedgehog from the Sonic Friends and Foes Secret Lair, and Marvel Spider-Man is another set that is really pushing the +1/+1 counter mechanic. We've already seen several cards supporting +1/+1 counters. Here are a few examples designated mythic or rare. We have Anti-Venom Horrifying Healer, Spider-Punk, Gwen Stacy / Ghost Spider, Miles Morales / Ultimate Spider-Man, and Symbiote Spider-Man from the main set. Then we have Spider-Man Miles Morales and Venom Blast from the Green Welcome deck, as well as Green Goblin Nemesis and Venom Deadly Devourer from the Scene box. Coming in at number 7 is Cavern-Hoard Dragon, up 338 to 1778. That is a 23% increase. This is from the Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth Hosts of Mordor Commander deck. It's found in the 99 of several Commander builds, like Sauron the Dark Lord and the Ur-Dragon, for example. However, recently this has seen additional Commander play in decks around several new cards. First, many players were getting this to upgrade the Tarkir Dragonstorm Temur Roar Commander deck, while others have been using it in fresh builds around Ureni of the Unwritten from there. Cavern-Hoard Dragon is also appearing in new Commander decks around Zidane Tantalus from Final Fantasy, and in decks around several cards from the Sonic and Friends Secret Lair. The most popular being Shadow the Hedgehog, but the list also includes Sonic the Hedgehog and Knuckles the Echidna. Don't worry though, Edge of Eternities doesn't want to be left out either. Cavern-Hoard Dragon is appearing in Commander deck lists around a card from there too, Tannic Steadfast Second. Number 6, Steel Enchantments, up 384 to 1389. That's a 38% increase. This very old one-print wonder dried up in the marketplace this week and crept up in price. Sometimes you see it in random Commander decks, like the ones around Lazav Dimir Mastermind, for example. Ultimately, Steel Enchantment is moving up either due to a buyout attempt or simply because the number of copies for sale were low this week. Number 5, Chaos Defiler, up 504 to 918. That's a 122% increase. This is from the Ruinous Powers Warhammer 40k Commander deck. It's getting a good amount of play, and since this is a Warhammer card, it is harder to find and difficult for Wizards to reprint, hence the price increase. Chaos Defiler is found in Legacy Painter, and it's seen often now in 1v1 Duel Commander. There it has appeared in builds around Slimefoot and Squee, and Niv Mizzet Reborn for example, but now it's also showing up in decks around new cards like Kefka Court Mage / Kefka Ruler Ruin from the Final Fantasy main set, as well as Celis Rune Knight from the Final Fantasy Revival Trance Commander deck, plus Chaos Defiler is in builds around the Marvel Secret Lair card, Deadpool trading card. Another big reason Chaos Defiler is spiking though can be found in regular Commander, where it had been seeing play in builds around Be'lakor the Dark Master from its precon. However, now it's a solid addition to decks around a card from the Sonic Friends and Foes Secret Lair, Dr. Eggman. Coming in at number 4 is Bitterthorn Nissa's Animus, up 752 to 3716. That's a 25% increase. This is from the March of the Machine Growing Threat Commander deck. It had been seeing Commander play in builds like Lara Croft Tomb Raider, and Nahiri Forged in Fury, for example, but Final Fantasy and its equipment support has really increased the amount of play that Bitterthorn has been getting. It's a good upgrade to the Limit Break Commander deck, and solid and fresh builds around a couple cards from there. The front-facing Commander, Cloudx Soldier, and Sephiroth Fallen Hero. You also see Bitterthorn Nissa's Animus in builds around several cards from the main set, including Venat Heart of Hydaelyn / Hydaelyn the Mother Crystal, Tifa Lockhart, Ultima Origin of Oblivion, and Gilgamesh Master at Arms. Some have also been speculating that Bitterthorn Nissa's Animus may be a good upgrade to the Edge of Eternity's World Shaper Commander deck too, although I haven't seen many deck lists around cards from the new product using Bitterthorn. We'll have to see if that changes when the new set comes out. Coming in at number 3, the Gaffer, up 899 to 1261. That's a 248% increase. This is from the Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth Food and Fellowship Commander deck. For a while, the most popular Commander deck playing it was around the partner commanders from its precon, Frodo Adventurous Hobbit and Sam Loyal Attendant. You'd also see it in decks around Samwise Gamgee, for example. Recently, though, this began appearing in Commander builds around a couple Final Fantasy cards, the biggest being Hopus Theme, and the other is Aerith Gainsborough. The Gaffer is now also showing up in Commander builds around a popular card from Edge of Eternities, Rogost, Deft Gastronaut. And if that's not enough to spike the card, Marvel Spider-Man previews are also pushing the Gaffer. Remember earlier when we discussed the life gain support in the Spider-Man products signaled by previews like Aunt May from the main set, and MJ Rising Star, as well as Spider-Man Peter Parker from the White Welcome deck? Yeah, those previews have added more fuel to the Gaffer spike. Coming in at number 2 is Bristly Bill Spine Sower, up $13.50 to $66.99. That's a 25% increase. This has been a highly played card found in multiple formats. The biggest reason for the spike you see here though is due to the card's expanded role in Standard. Like I said earlier, 7 cards were banned in the format a few weeks ago, and the meta has been up in the air ever since. One of the stronger decks that has been emerging is the Mono Green Landfall build, along with some variations on that deck. For example, the Mono Green version runs 4 copies of Bristly Bill, and the lesser played but similar Selesnya version runs 3. Standard may be the main reason for this card spike, but it was set up by the gameplay the card has been seeing in other formats. For example, this is in Legacy Zenith. It's been getting a lot of Commander play too, as both a Commander and in the 99 of builds like Wolverine Best There Is, for example. Final Fantasy really pushed this card in the format recently too though. It's in Tifa Lockhart in both regular and 1v1 Duel Commander. In regular Commander, it's also in builds around a couple other cards from the main set. Choco Seeker of Paradise and Genova Ancient Calamity. Plus, Bristly Bill is a good upgrade to the Counterblitz Commander deck, and in fresh builds around a couple cards from there. Unit Grand Summoner and the front-facing Commander, Tidus Unit's Guardian. Additionally, don't forget about all the support coming for +1/+1 counter strategies from Marvel Spider-Man. I'll spare you the long list of examples again, but it's very likely that Bristly Bill Spine Sower will be seeing more play in the not-too-distant future. And finally, coming in at number 1, Harabaz Druid from Worldwake. It goes up 1509 to 1744. That's a 642% increase if you're doing the math at home. The only reprinting of this card came in the Secret Lair Everyone's Invited Commander deck, but it is hard to say by how much because of scarcity. The card has been getting a little Commander play in a few builds, like General Tazri and Morphon the Boundless, for example. So why is it spiking now? Well, we got another preview from Avatar: The Last Airbender in the form of a convention promo, and it confirms that allies will be playing a role in the upcoming set. The card I'm referring to is Katara the Fearless. And that's going to do it for this episode of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. Like I said at the top of the video, I am planning on doing a Magic Arena stream Sunday afternoon if all goes well. Not sure the exact time, so make sure your notifications are on. Love to have you come and join us. I'll be playing, but we talk about everything. If you want to talk about card prices, by all means, come on by. Until next time, though, hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a like and subscribe, and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page, as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.